So here's an update to the video I covered earlier, which is titled, "My wife was dismissive when I learned she cheated 14 years ago. She's not dismissive anymore." And guys, right after an hour after I published the video, I must have had half a dozen of you guys emailing me, letting me know that there was an update. I had no idea this morning. So I'm going to continue on here. And as you recall, obviously because you just saw the video, this is about the guy who's married for 11 years to his wife, 14 total, and finds out through her friend who found religion that she cheated on him 4 months into the relationship. Everything was a lie, right? And he admits he never would have gotten together with her or stayed with her or married her if he knew, because he takes it very seriously. And when he found out, the wife was very dismissive about it, like no big deal. And he sincerely tried to let it go, but he could not. The counseling didn't work. He had no attraction for her. He didn't want to have sex with her, none of that stuff. And he realized it's over now. Got a divorce attorney, split things up 50-50, and of course the wife has a freaking mental breakdown, and now she's in the ER because of her panic attacks. The stereotypical breakdown. Now she's not so dismissive, right? So we're going to continue on with part 2 here, when he does an update, because I think the first post of this was several days ago, and then he had the one just a couple days ago. And wait till you see what she offers to him. This is not going to surprise any of you. What she offers to him to stick around, which proves more that she doesn't love her guy. It says here, or the update, by the way guys, it was just raining again. Out of nowhere it starts pouring, so I sat here waiting until now we got some random drops. So if you hear these dings and shit, that's what it is. He says, "Firstly, I want to thank everyone for their ideas and input about my situation. Some people reached out to me on Reddit to chat, to state their opinions, and we had long talks." Wow. I didn't know you could do a chat on Reddit. They've been incredibly helpful, and I want to thank them especially. Some people asked if we went to counseling together. Yes, we've been visiting a counselor for over a year now on top of my individual therapy. So you can see this dude really made an effort to try to get past it or something, and probably mostly for his daughter. But he tried and he can't. I understand blowing up my marriage for something that happened 14 years ago is not logical. However, my feelings towards my wife got even worse after counseling and therapy. You didn't blow things up. She blew things up by blowing some guy 14 years ago and neglecting to tell you that. It started out not being able to trust her, converted to not wanting to have sex, then not wanting non-sexual gestures, and finally, I'm not even comfortable to be in the same space as her. We've been less than roommates in the last couple months. So he's tried. There's no way to freaking live. I do not hate or resent her, but I just cannot shake off the feelings. I would say I forgave her, but it's not about forgiving anymore. Then there are no feelings in love. I do not want my daughter to grow up in such an environment. Exactly. That's what I point out in the other video. The daughter is obviously old enough to know something's wrong. And in an environment such as that, it's a bad one for kids to grow up. I've known kids have grown up in environments such as that, and it's a miserable experience, particularly if there's fighting and carrying on all the time. I know how hurtful it can be. I experienced a similar situation with my parents, only the genders were reversed. Living in such an environment breaks you as a child and teenager. I would have much preferred if my mother just divorced my dad instead of staying for my sake. See? Right there. Someone has been through this shit and knows what it's like. That being said, I had a long talk with my wife this morning. She has not been eating much since visiting the ER, and I'm concerned for her well-being and safety. She's on a semi-hunger strike. Guess she watched Gandhi or something. Now somebody's going to be offended because I made a Gandhi joke. Relax. God's sakes. Some Redditors who reached out suggested considering a separation before proceeding with the divorce to see if my feelings would change. That is very logical, actually. I proposed this idea to my wife, and she was happy to hear it. I'm sure she was. She's like, yes, I'm wearing him down. Now he's thinking about trial separation. Well, if you feel you have to do that, so be it. I still think it's not going to work. I have an upcoming business trip to the Netherlands next week, and I'm planning to extend my stay and stay with my sister once I'm back here. My wife abruptly suggested one-sided open marriage, and I can do what I want on the business trip if it'll save the relationship and make us even for the change in my feelings. So, shocker, open marriage. What does that tell me? That tells me really she doesn't give a shit about him. Because if she loved him, she would not want to offer him up like a piece of meat to the Netherlands gals. But she's probably thinking, okay, he can stop over in Amsterdam with a big $1,000 cash, and he can have a lot of fun and get it out of his system, and then we're even. What a load of crap. No, this is a terrible idea. This is not going to work. That reinforces what I said earlier. I rejected it because has nothing to do with that. Even if it changed something for me, it would devastate her knowing I cheat on her in the future. It's not something easy to get over and not an easy decision. Well, technically speaking, if she told you to go ahead and do it, hell, I'd make her put it in writing, and you went and did it, that's not cheating. But you're still breaking your vows one way or another, whether it's permission or not. And how do you know that wouldn't be a giant setup, so that way then in the divorce, that can maybe make things better for her? Who knows, you know? Or the narrative can then be changed where, look what he did, he cheated on me, some bunch of bimbos in Amsterdam or something like that. No, this is a bad idea, dude. This is all for the update. We'll try separation for a while, and depending on the results, I'll make my decision. Thank you all for your help and opinions. Now, before I read a bunch of comments here, again, I gotta say, yes, it's his life, and he can do whatever he wants. And I'm sure, you know, he doesn't want his wife to, you know, off herself, because that will be devastating for their daughter. I mean, gotta be realistic here. But still, all these years she's lied to him, and one of the things in these stories that always bother the hell out of me is when these guys bring up an issue they had with something that happened in the past, the lying, the cheating, and all that, how the wives are like, it was 15 years ago, or 10 years ago, or whatever, and dismiss it like it's no big deal. Or, it was in college, okay, I stretched the truth of my number in college, something like that. Well, it matters to a guy. And I guarantee you, if 14 years ago, he was banging one of her friends and neglected to mention that, whether it was before they started dating or not, she'd take issue with that, especially early on. And remember, it wasn't just her hiding it. It wasn't just her knowing about it. It was obviously a number of friends that all knew about it. And when he was up there getting married to her, they're like, oh, he cheated on her. She cheated on him years ago. You know, it's humiliating. And the guy honestly tried, and he just can't get over it. And separation is extremely likely not going to change a darn thing. But if he feels like he has to do this for some peace of mind or whatever, then do it. But I'm willing to bet you 6 months from now, he's going to write back saying, nope, didn't work. Who knows? And again, the open relationship thing, terrible idea. Yeah, it's over. Now a couple comments. One guy says here, even if she were to open up all her communications to you and allow you to monitor her movements and stuff, would it be worth saving the relationship anymore? I doubt you want her to be warden either, having to keep tabs on her every time. Unfortunately, the fact that you said that you can't even stay in the same room with her is telling. Take your time during the separation, but it seems like you pretty much checked out at this point. Yeah, but I think her hunger strike or semi-hunger strike and crying and begging and pleading and, you know, starting to wear on him. Another one. The fact that you're given a chance for a one-sided open marriage is pretty suspicious. She's giving you a chance to get even, which could be used against you in the future. Ding, ding, ding. Are you sure she cheated only once? Even people who cheated more than once don't give their partner a one-sided open relationship without remorse for their action. I'm not buying that it was just that one time, you know, right after they got together. I'm not buying that. I'm thinking there was more going on here because, you know, the old trickle truth thing. But anyhow, it was just a couple comments here I wanted to read. But anyhow, I hope this guy, I wish him well. I hope he makes the right choices here. And I don't want him to suffer anymore. But the open marriage thing, that just, when I saw that, it's like, see, there you go.